Hi, I'm Sean, and you're watching Shopworx. Today we're doing a little bit of work to my work trailer here. It's a little dark inside here, and I got a decent sized battery, and I want to put the solar panel on the roof there. I actually already started that, and did start filming, but then I figured I'd do the rest of the process here. So we're going to upgrade some lighting in here and do a little bit of wiring. So stay tuned. As you can see here, have some rough wiring done. Works good when I'm plugged in, like right now. It's got 120 volt, got some plugs, etc., and we're just running some 18 watt LED tubes here. And I've got the same thing going on down the passenger side with a couple double plugs. Front ones are for plugging whatever into and passing through to the other side shelving. And off the back there, I don't know if you can see, I've got cord ends going down, drop down to the drill chargers here. These ones right here by the door, handy to get to and easy to do. So not too sure if you can see very good from here, but the light that came with this trailer is kind of a joke. I've already changed the bulb out from incandescent to LED, and that's about all we get. Really don't even get much of a glare on the aluminum off it here, so we'll be changing that out, fixing it up. Before I left, I ordered some parts on Amazon there and built a few brackets. I got another solar charge controller, and I drilled some holes in another piece of flat bar there, and I'm going to use that to mount some toggle switches in. You can use them here. They're really cheap and fairly indestructible, so looks great for a work trailer. I also ordered a solar panel, which I've started to install already. Here you can see the wires from the solar panel coming through the roof, and they're just kind of hanging there ready to be tied in. So I ordered these lights off Amazon, and they're fairly bright when I tap them onto a M12 battery there, and they're a decent size. They also have a on-off switch. You can turn them on and off independently if you want to wire them in that way, or in my case, I can have a main switch and then I can shut them off if I don't want that many on. So they were fairly cheap and seem somewhat indestructible. 4 screw holes, and the back here, it's got some sticky tape. Aids in mounting. In my case, I've only got room to use 2 screws on here, so we'll stick some on and go with it. Here's one I've stuck on just above the man door. I haven't sunk any self-tappers into it yet, and the wiring goes up above it in that channel, so I will drop some more wires in there and we'll tie these in and add them in, and one up in the nose here, the gooseneck, and I'm going to add a couple more in the back. Up top here I've got a 100 watt flexible solar panel, again die-cord on just like the one I tested out on that little trailer of mine there, and got it all glued down, and just using the boards to hold it down until everything cures up. We'll get a better shot of it after. I'm going to let it cure overnight before I monkey with the wiring. On jobs like these here where you're working far out of town and it doesn't really pay for you to go back for a day because it drives worth a lot further than that, I always make sure I pack something to do for a project. In this case it's a solar panel and these lights, and ended up doing some work on the RV there and stuff as well and whatnot. We'll drill these out and get this old piece of crap off here and stick one of those new lights on there, and then I'll go around at the end and shoot them all on with some self-tappers once I get it all figured where I want to go, and we'll go with that. machines. The worst part I hate about this factory wiring here. They only run hot and they're relying on the aluminum for ground, and anybody that knows much about aluminum knows this stuff oxidizes if it's not covered with an antioxidant, and gives you a pretty poor ground. I always have issues with marker lights and everything here that are factory done, and the only way to really fix it is run its own ground back, so I'll probably be doing that. Spot to put it. Yeah, I gotta get this trailer cleaned up here. Gotta haul a bunch of stuff back here, so. There. Now I've got 3 going down the side, 1 up in the nose, 1 above the door, and this one back here. Done, all the wires should tuck back up and in, and should look pretty good. I have 1 more on the back over on this side, and see how that goes. Well, it's been at least a week since we glued the panel down here. Put that die core on there, and die core to hold them wires down to the roof. Do the rest of the roof on this trailer here again in the near future anyway. So I'll buff the rest of that up later on. I got the positive negative marked for the panel, and it's all cured up really good here. I had blocks of wood holding those down to keep them flat, so I don't get any air drag, or as much air drag and stuff with it. So time to button her up inside. Well, normally I'd solder these, but I don't have the right size of heat shrink, so I'm gonna end up connecting these just with butt splices. Connect the wires up to these last, from the controller to here. This end will tie in last because we will have power out there right now off that solar panel. We'll be producing. Put these on for now, keep the ends isolated. Wires back to here, end up tucking them in after they're all spliced in, and down in the rail here. Run these wires behind here for now, put them into the solar side here. Back in there. What I'm going to be using just for now, fill these gaps, is usually use foam backer rod up there, but I can't find any up here, so I'm just going to use chunks of 1/2 inch pipe insulation. in, cut another chunk of pipe wrap, hold it down. I've got that second wire ran over here now. This wire is for charging up the controller back to the battery here. Fire up stick on them off here to hold all this stuff together. Part is I had to wait for a nice day to pack all the stuff up in the nose here. With all the rain we've been having out here. It's tough to work on the stuff here. And then when you got material, it turns into a work day instead of a tinker on your equipment day. The material again, thanks to COVID and the supply chain, and it's also a Sunday, so no better time than to work on your own stuff, I guess. The wires all tied in here. Not only is this battery here for the lights there, it's also one that powers the breakaway switch for the trailer brakes. There's the point in having a dinky little battery in here when you've got a big one. And those little ones die all the time, so. That cleans that up a bit. We'll get back to the rest of that in a bit. Okay, I've got the batteries tied down, or battery tied down to that feed I ran back to the solar charge controller there. You can see the other two wires, the white and the black there. Those are left off now. Those are going to feed the switches. Here we'll branch out. So let's go have a look at that solar controller, see what it's showing. Oh, whopping 8.9 volts. That's pretty poor. So we'll hook that panel up and see what we get here. Okay, I've got the panel hooked up now, and it's showing the panel making 14.4 volts. This is not gonna jump around like my other one, is it? 13.7 going into the battery. So we'll see as it decides to charge up here what we end up getting. Where's the amperage? Well, what I've got going on here, I'm going to have one switch for light up in the nose here, and another switch to do all the backlights, and from there I'm going to have just a spare switch wired in here. I just got them jumpered together. I got the fuse up at the battery there, and I'm going to nip this off. This was originally the old switch for the light at the back that was here before. I'm going to nip that off and probably just red them together so I don't have the right stuff out here, and red it together for the ground and get these things going. Put them in, see how she goes. I got this all set up so I can put these hots facing the front. There should be no problems anyway. And might put some barrier in there later on. the next switch and then the next switch, and we'll put the nuts on them. The reason I'm going this way with it is I can still tie in the other wires on the side here after. I want to pull the switch back out again. Screw back in on the top one, that'll be my spare. I guess I gotta drill these screws in these bites still. I never did finish that off the other day. Get some smaller screws as to fit in. That's what I'm doing. I got one there. I already had one put in here before I started filming, so now it's on and tight and real good. So just splice all the wires in after, get them tucked in behind here. I think it should work out pretty nice. I just got to do the other 5. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and spool some wire off here, and I'm going to run it down, start doing the far side. I'm getting most of the red and the black here. I'll start the far side first, and then I'll go back and we'll tie on some pigtails and do some soldering. So here goes nothing. A little behind the scenes, I went and crimped on a bunch of 1/4-inch quick connects and put them on everything. Every time I do that, I always put some grease on it. It weatherproofs it, and it makes it come apart easier if you have to rip them apart after. So just a little bit, and that's all you need. Again, pipe insulation. A bunch of wires going with taillights on this side, so it doesn't quite fit in as nice. Got that tucked away all the way over to this light now. Well, I don't think many realized I went and put some heat shrink on ahead of time down on these wires. Let it on, so as I go along now I can splice on and do my shrink. One for here and one for the next one. right about here. Get mechanical splice before we solder. And same with the hot. Got them all twisted up. Move the heat shrink back so we don't burn it. Grab the soldering gun. We'll try to figure out where my little torch, heat shrink torch gun is here in a minute. I feel like emptying all the shelves off. There, soldered up, just gotta find the heat shrink gun. Got some more foam. Here's that foam rod I usually use for concrete. And I kind of figured I'd check that solar panel and charge controller out there. I got a little bit of an issue with it. I'll dive into that in a little bit here and show you how I derived my problem with it. I'm going to end up probably having to get another solar controller. So we will show you that near the end. I was a little skeptical on that battery only having 10.8 volts. A whole bunch of wires actually run down this channel here, and the one back with that light is too for the fender markers. This one here drops down, picks up a bunch of other stuff as well. So we'll leave that like that and run these back up to the front here. Skipping that one because it's going on its own switch. Okay, so I've got the yellow going up to the one in the nose, the red goes down the driver's side, the other red goes down the passenger side. I did that this way. I can split it if I want later, but for now I'm just going to go and have this switch here for the nose light and this one here for the back end. So, and later on if I want I can have driver's, passenger, whatever, but usually when I want light I want all the light, so I'll Get these wired up. Ooh, what's that guy? Anybody know what that thing is? Me neither. Yeah, that one's wired up. Now the next one, we'll tuck them both under here. And then we'll go and attach the power to the battery there. Before we do that, I'll go over this charge controller here and see why I think I've got an issue with it. Well, I'm sure I've got an issue with it, not really think I've got an issue. I'll be switching that out when I get back home. Even Amazon Prime's a 7-day delivery up where I'm at, so I already looked at ordering a bunch of stuff, and it was easier, quicker to get her shipped home and have her sent up by truck freight. Get the package put together. So pipe wrap in here. Hold all that in. Okay, so it says I've got 14.4 volts coming out of the solar panel here. There's 13.5 going to the battery. And it says 11.4 in the battery, but it shows the battery being empty. And I was pretty certain when I threw that battery in here, it was on a charger and it was charged right up. So what I'm going to do is see if I can't hang this here somehow. If you guys can see that or not here. Sure, I can zoom in on it. Anyway, so I figured, well, let's just check things out here. According to my meter, and I pretty much trust it with my life, it's 21.5 volts coming in off the solar panel. And it's coming off here at 15 volts. And that to me is a little hot coming in here. I like to keep it around 13.8, 14.2. So I'll be changing it out when we get back. Okay, another couple weeks up here still, and should be home. So we will see what we can do there. But everything's pretty hot across the board compared to what it's saying on the controller. So plug these in and let there be light. I got a fuse on here. It was already in there from the last setup. Oh. Tuck that under here. Well, that's a bonus. I guess all the switches are on them. I turned the switches on before I came up here. I figured I'd be able to hit the one in the nose here. So, I think that's substantially more light than we had before. I'm sure just one of them was substantially more light than we had before. This one here. And the ones on the back. And up front. Like I say, nice thing about these ones here now is, say I'm coming in, I don't like getting shot in the face with the light. And to shut it off. I'm not worrying about that. Every time I walk in the door, I've still got all the other ones on down here. So, you can pick and choose. It makes it an adjustable system that way. In the meantime, I'm going to leave them on, and if it gets dark enough tonight there, I'll poke my head out here again and see if I can't do a little tape in there in the dark. Really, the sun, it gets darkish up here right now, but it doesn't really set. It's always got that little bit of a glow, so we'll try it out later tonight, and I'll show you what I mean. Well, it's 12:01 in the morning, and this is as dark as it gets. So that's what I'm going to be able to test these lights out with. So let's open the door and check it out. That's definitely a far cry from what it used to be. Unfortunately, I've got the nose packed here already, so can't really see what the other one will do up in there right now, but I assume it'll be somewhat similar to the ones in the back. Like I say, you can shut them on and off if it gets obnoxious in your face or don't want that much light. But it's far cry from what I had. As far as 12 volt, I can see what I'm digging for in the shelves. The back's all lit up. Not too shabby at all. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll try to keep it coming.